the world's first supersonic training jet.
Aggressiveness. That's what we need to see.
The perfect classroom for the next generation of fighter pilots.
In less than a year, these students could be flying combat missions.
The T-38 Talon, master of the dogfight.
Let's get him!
Preparing NATO pilots to fight the enemy.
Is he it? No, sir.
Pushing them to their limits.
You're gonna kill me, right? Yes.
To protect their nations from attack.
Hold up.
You climbing, please? Climb. Dude, that is messed up.
But we're trying to make you the fighter pilot your country needs you to be.
Awesome.
Shepard Air Force Base in northern Texas.
Climb immediately.
Home to the T-38 Talon. This is one of the best jets in the world for training combat pilots.
Proceed visually runway 33 center.
NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, sends 165 pilots to Shepard every year for an intensive 9-week course in dogfighting.
Flight 44, turn left 120.
It's called IFF, Introduction to Fighter Fundamentals.
That does not remotely demonstrate the damage to your body that is going to occur in a defensive engagement.
What the students learn here will keep them alive in combat.
Can't fight what you can't see.
This week, 3 students will be flying missions. Captain Kyle Bruton of Texas, and 2 Norwegians, First Lieutenant Jan Orlean and First Lieutenant Jonas Larsen. Jonas is a new student here.
I saw Top Gun. It's an inspiration, but flying in general, it's been a huge passion for a long time.
Jonas just started the 9-week course. His first assignment? How to drop bombs on targets. Jan Orlean is a few weeks ahead of Jonas. He's learning defensive maneuvers in a T-38.
In Norway, we're a relatively small air force. We only educate 5 to 6 fighter pilots a year. Coming here is a huge achievement.
258.
It's like the ultimate dream.
Kyle from Texas is in his final week of the course. To graduate, he needs to do well in 2 dogfight missions.
It's the most realistic training that I'm going to see as far as air-to-air engagements before leaving IFF and going on to fly the F-16.
Our overall game plan is to gain turning room and execute an effective lead turn, right?
His instructor is known by his call sign, Skid.
We push the students to their limit. Every pilot needs to know what their breaking point is, and we want to push them to that point. Make sense? Questions on that? No.
This morning, Kyle will be flying as the attacker in the T-38. Do well, and he could graduate this week.
Failure's not an option just because we're looking to be the best. That's my goal, is to be the best fighter pilot I can be.
Kyle's mission is up first. Both he and Skid aren't going anywhere until they put on special gear designed to protect them when pulling Gs.
A G-force is the force of gravity, so at 1 G, we're all sitting here feeling the force of gravity.
But in combat flights, pilots are expected to endure up to 9 Gs.
So you can imagine if holding your head up, and your head is about 8 pounds, well, now your head becomes about 48 pounds.
G-suits reduce the G-forces by 1 G.
Feel confident, prepared. These are the last 2 sorties for me in this program, so it's been a lot of training getting me to this point.
Today, Kyle will fly the first of 2 flights as the attacker. His classroom is the T-38 Talon. It was designed in the 1950s as a lightweight supersonic jet. This 2-seater fighter jet is perfect for dogfight school. It measures 14 meters long, almost 4 meters high, with a short wingspan of almost 8 meters. Since the 1960s, the T-38 has trained over 7,000 NATO pilots and 75,000 pilots for the U.S. Air Force. Kyle Bruton hopes to be one of them. For this mission, Kyle's in the driver's seat, with Skid riding behind for instruction and backup, just in case something goes wrong.
Seats up, Shepard. Thank you. Good for takeoff.
They fly with a second plane, known as the Bandit. It is piloted by another instructor, and he will be Kyle's target today. Today's exercise takes place 60 miles from the base at 10,000 feet.
Please check.
2,
But before Kyle can pursue the bandit, he has to prove to Skid that he and his plane are up to the task.
Once we get into the airspace now, we're going to push it up for a G awareness exercise. We're testing the systems of the jet and our bodies as well.
In a tight turn, Kyle must push the plane to its limits. At a maximum acceleration of 6 Gs, Kyle's blood is pushed down from the head and upper body to below his waist. When this happens, his vision becomes impaired, and after a few seconds, he could become unconscious. By keeping blood out of his legs, Kyle's G-suit will help him stay alert. But the G-suit alone isn't enough.
You tense your legs, you tense your abs, your buttocks, and you try to force that blood to stay in your brain so that you're not going to lose any kind of sight.
The intense G-force doesn't just affect Kyle's body. His plane also feels the pressure.
One of the things that makes the T-38 a great aircraft to fly for instructing is the aircraft talks to you a lot.
The T-38's wings and fuselage can crack if it is pushed past 7 Gs.
If you start to exceed that, the jet will start to buffet and rock a lot, and you need to recognize that and then back off.
Watch your airspeed. Watch your airspeed. There you go.
With the G-test complete, Kyle is ready for his first attack exercise today. Back at Shepard Air Force Base,
Morning. Good morning.
Jan Orlean gets ready for his next dogfight.
You want to survive from me trying to kill you.
But first, Jan has to learn how to fly defense in a T-38.
Create some problems for the opponent, right? What are those?
For me personally, it means everything to get through this program. By not doing good here, you can be thrown out, and that means you can't be a fighter pilot.
How do we do the stuff?
When the range is more than 3,000.
Correct. So he's
Jan's mentor is Hunter, an instructor pilot from Holland.
So here he comes.
Hunter is a good fighter. He was flying the F-16 for many years.
Question on that?
No, sir.
Cool.
Jan will fly 2 missions this week. Before he moves on to the program's final phase, he has to prove his defensive skills.
Keep your eyes on this. This is just your eye magnet.
Yes, sir.
Keep whatever your jet is doing, you just gimbal your head to keep him inside, right?
Yes, sir.
96 kilometers from the base, Kyle Bruton gets ready to attack in his first dogfight today. This maneuver begins with both jets heading away from each other and then circling back towards each other, nose to nose.
Essentially, you're taking 2 aircraft, 2 T-38s, and you're merging high aspect, just nose to nose, and then trying to maneuver to kill the other aircraft.
As Kyle passes his opponent, he makes a sharp turn.
Nice pause.
Fighting the G-forces, he tries to close the gap on the Bandit.
The challenge is keeping sight of the other aircraft. T-38 is very small, very difficult to see, especially 3.5 miles away.
As Kyle accelerates, the Bandit finally comes into view.
Good, now looking at him. Good, taxis are good now.
Kyle needs to get within 2.8 kilometers to take a shot. But unlike real combat, there are no live weapons on board these training planes.
On a horizontal turning room. Roll out.
Kyle targets the Bandit using a heads-up display, or HUD. It's a transparent display on the dashboard that projects key data from the jet, including altitude, speed, and targeting. Kyle must keep the Bandit inside his HUD circle for at least half a second.
Keep the throttles at max AB. Fox 2. Let's gun him.
His target is within range.
Now you're thinking that's the Bandit. I need to go kill him.
It looks like game over, but the Bandit executes a sudden turn and escapes. Kyle rolls to keep up the chase.
Port lead. Throttles up. Get another Fox 2.
This time, Kyle gets a lock on the target.
Kyle, overall, dude, that was very well flown.
But today's high-speed chase comes at a price.
Bingo fuel. Bingo fuel.
The bingo alarm is not a prize, but a warning that Kyle is running low on fuel. Kyle won't know for sure if he hit the Bandit until he reviews the HUD's video back at the base. Down on the ground, Jan is ready for his defensive dogfight.
IFF is teaching us how to use the T-38 as a weapon, how to avoid the attack and give the attacker problems.
Jan's instructor, Hunter, conducts a pre-flight inspection.
So we want to make sure everything is good to go. No loose hatches or something like that, loose rivets. But since we take the jets, it's our responsibility.
This is Jan's third defensive flight, and he still has a lot to learn.
It's really important to me to succeed and do well in this program, actually paying back for what Norway gave me.
Jan will be defending himself against an instructor whose call sign is Willie.
Today is the first day in which he's going to have to maneuver his aircraft without knowing in advance what I'm going to do.
The first exercise will take place at an altitude of 16,000 feet. Jan needs to fly fast, but also keep an eye on his enemy, who'll be behind him. Jan's instructor, Hunter, is in the back seat.
Aggressiveness. That's what we need to see.
Jan has spent 5 years studying to get this far. Now it's time to see if he has what it takes to survive a dogfight against a killer bandit in a T-38. His future as a fighter pilot is on the line. 96 kilometers north of Shepard Air Force Base in Texas, 2 T-38 fighter jets get ready for a dogfight. This is the classroom for NATO's next generation of fighter pilots. Today, the student pilot is Jan, of Norway. He is learning how to defend himself in a fighter jet.
Once this fight's on, it is a real engagement, and you gotta be in that mind focus to really fight this bandit like it was your life you were fighting for.
On this mission, Jan will be attacked 4 times. If he does well, he'll earn a solo flight, and he'll be one step closer to graduation. Hunter is flying in the back seat to instruct, and if necessary, to take over.
Oh, the wash is nice. Look at that. Looks beautiful. Beautiful.
Today, Jan will be tested by Willie, tested and attacked.
Can he think straight and then apply the appropriate corrections to prevent me from kicking his butt?
Try to put your seat height a little bit up to your fist above, below the canopy and helmet. Here we go. Let's kick some ass here. Over.
Willie is almost 5 kilometers away when the hunt begins. He's got to close the gap to 2.8 kilometers to take a shot at Jan.
This is good aspect. Keep this aspect. Pull, pull, pull.
To dodge Willie's jet, Jan makes a high-speed turn.
And there you go.
Here, the whole point is to move away from the bandits, get him off my tail.
Do you see it?
I'm going to be at his deep 6 o'clock. It gets harder and harder to see me.
The bandit is hiding in Jan's blind spot, directly behind him. He repositions, known as a repo.
Do you see it? And keep looking. Keep looking backwards. Do you see it?
Willie goes in for the kill.
4,000.
And Jan loses the round.
Come on, terminate. That's it, terminate.
The attack's over. Now the hard part begins.
What bandit was this?
This was a repo bandit.
Yeah. But where were you looking?
I didn't look at him when he repoed.
No. You were jinking while he was repoing. And when I asked you, do you see him? You were looking forward.
Yes, sir.
He's not maneuvering out of my simulated bullet stream. He isn't surviving.
Every pilot knows that being shot down is a real possibility. And if the plane's going down, you better get out. Fast. The T-38 is equipped with 2 rocket-powered ejection seats.
Step inside the seat.
At Shepard Air Force Base, Pilot Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Nettles is getting a refresher course on when and how to properly eject.
Well, when you get to the stage in an airplane where you have to eject, a lot of things have already gone wrong. If I don't get out of this aircraft right now, I'm going to die.
You may have to loosen it up a little bit, sir, so do that.
The training that we do here is muscle memory so that when it comes down to it, I don't have to think about what am I going to do and then do it, because I may not have time to do that.
The T-38's new ejection seats are rocket-powered, which means pilots can eject even when they are on the ground. The key is to strap in properly, so when the seat ejects, arms and legs don't get dislocated or broken.
Great. So do 2-finger pull, head back, chin tucked in, and pull. Excellent job, sir. You just ejected from the T-38.
It's not something you can afford to mess up. It's not something you can afford to review before you do it. It's something you have to be able to do perfectly every time the first time.
He's looking backwards. Do you see it? No. Good answer. He's fighting. I-6.
Back in the air, Jan isn't worried about ejecting, but winning his second dogfight.
A little bit more aspect, more aspect, more aspect. Okay, repulse. Correct. Go. And keep looking.
His next task is to spot the bandit and choose the best way to escape.
The bandit will be in a position where he can gun me. And in order to move out of this position, we use a maneuver called the jink.
A jink is a sudden turn away from the bandit, followed by a jerk on the stick that rears the plane upwards quickly.
Here you go. Good pass.
The gun defense maneuver, the jink, is definitely violent, especially in this jet, because we're gonna put deliberately this jet into an accelerated stall.
Jan studied the jink in class, but now it's for real, and that bandit is making another attack.
Here you go. Jink. Jink.
Jan pulls up hard on the stick, slowing down the T-38 and slipping away from the bandit. Jan's instructor grills him on his performance.
So, how was this?
That's better.
Yeah, you were late in the transition.
Yeah.
To win already this fight.
Yes, sir.
And you were looking forward.
Yes, sir.
Don't look forward.
Yes, sir.
Back at the base, fellow Norwegian and newcomer Jonas Larsen is being briefed on his next flight.
IP's in the back seat, ask all questions about how to drop bombs, everything.
Jonas will be bombing targets on the ground this week. All NATO pilots receive this kind of training before they can strike real-world targets, like this one in Syria. Down the hall, senior student Kyle Bruton is being graded on his last flight. Kyle was the attacker, but did he actually shoot down the other plane?
Okay, so I want fighter pilot mentality. Did you get the kill?
I think I did.
I got the kill.
I got the kill.
All right, let's go back and prove you wrong.
The evidence comes from an onboard video camera. If the other aircraft is in the HUD target circle for half a second, it counts as a kill.
How many count there?
Enough to get a kill.
Okay, good. So, did we get the kill?
We did.
We got the kill. So, Kyle, you'll move on to your high aspect 2 final ride in the program. Good luck. Questions?
No questions.
All right, thanks. See you.
Kyle passed. Now he needs just one more good flight to graduate. Next up, Jan and Hunter return to base to determine Jan's fate.
It's always a little painful in your neck. Pulling G's and looking backwards is mainly the hard part. Besides that, it was a fun mission.
I think it's going to be a good sortie for him just in terms of learning overall. It's about killing people and protecting our country. It's good out there.
Jan survived most of his exercises today. For his next defensive dogfight, he'll be flying solo. Meanwhile, Kyle prepares for what might be his final flight in the T-38 and the start of his career in an F-16. But fate has other plans. A storm system is rolling into Shepard Air Force Base in Texas. But that won't stop Kyle Bruton's last flight.
Right now, I'm almost completely finished with training.
If this flight goes well, Kyle will graduate. For now, he's focused on getting himself and his jet ready for the test.
Right here, we're checking the hydraulic level. Overall, it's just big picture view of the jet.
His instructor, Skid, wants to get going before the weather turns bad.
That's not good. That's good.
For his last flight, Kyle intends to overwhelm his opponent with speed.
My game plan going into this is going to be max afterburner climb as I check away from my flight lead.
In today's dogfight, Kyle plans to start higher up. Once he passes the bandit, he'll make a hard right and swoop down to chase the bandit.
The key for me is to try and pull as many Gs, get a better turn rate, and that's going to be critical to killing that bandit.
Low-hanging clouds darken the sky.
So we keep the aircraft close together so we can fly fingertip through the clouds.
Once the jets are 96 kilometers from the base, the first of 3 dogfights begins.
Turn and fights on.
Good.
As the planes head towards each other, Kyle starts a steep ascent.
Yeah, don't forget to climb. There we go. Keep climbing. Keep climbing, please. Climb.
At 10,500 feet, Kyle makes a tight turn and dives towards his target 1,000 feet below.
Watch your airspeed.
An alarm sounds, warning the T-38 is near its maximum acceleration.
Nice max rate. Keep that pull going.
Once Kyle is within 2.8 kilometers, he can fire his virtual missile.
Check the range. Probably good now.
The bandit is hiding in the clouds. But Kyle fires his Fox 2 missiles for a solid kill. He needs to win 2 more dogfights today to graduate.
There's about 2,000 feet of clear airspace between 8 and 10.
Yeah. I don't know that this is going to happen.
Because we're not able to accomplish more with the weather, we decided that we should return to base and not waste any more gas.
This means Kyle will have to make another flight before he can graduate. Even with all planes grounded, the students won't get much of a break. Flying a T-38 takes a lot of muscle, and every fighter pilot knows what he's got to do to keep in shape.
Physical training here is really important to us. It helps us in the aircraft, being able to pull G's and sustain our endurance all the way through the fight.
But dogfights can be hard on the body in more ways than one.
All right, go ahead and hop in the chair. Put your thumbs up. And you're going to tell me which direction that you think you're spinning. All right, so here we go.
In the training lab, Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Nettles takes a refresher course on how a spinning jet affects the sense of balance.
So right now he's sensing that he's going the opposite direction, but he's still spinning the same direction.
These exercises prepare pilots for what they will face in the air.
How do you feel? Can you feel it?
A little dizzy?
A little dizzy?
Absolutely.
Yeah. We basically convert that feeling of spinning from being a fight or flight type of syndrome, which normally causes us nausea and it makes us throw up. We kind of convert that feeling over to, hey, this is just normal.
Pilots need to learn to trust their instruments, not their senses. The source of the T-38's dizzying speed is its powerful engines. Every 450 hours, they get pulled out and tested at the base by Don McMillan and his team.
So that check's good.
Don's been working on T-38s for 30 years, but don't get him started on the jet's mileage.
Terrible. Well, that's why, okay, In military on this engine, we're burning about 3,000 pounds per hour. This afterburner isn't very fuel efficient because it jumps all the way up to 9,000.
That means that during normal maneuvers, the T-38 burns through almost 1,500 liters of fuel per hour. This is why flights with students are kept short. Training is expensive. Outside, the weather is finally cleared.
What if you lose number 1 and you say, Rocky 1, safe position?
The next mission up will be a bombing run.
All right, so let's look at the tack patterns here.
Skid is briefing newcomer Jonas Larsen of Norway.
Yeah, just like every other story. You're excited.
We did this in the sim.
All right.
Jonas has flown this exercise in a flight simulator, but today he gets to do it for real.
That's what we're careful about. High speeds, diving towards the ground.
The first challenge will be finding his target from the air.
And then turn is to fly right over the corner of this hardball road, okay? And we're flying in now at the target.
The target is in an abandoned field 113 kilometers north of the base. But from the air, it will look very different from a computer simulation.
So you're excited, a little bit nervous. You did the walk around and all that. How am I going to perform today? How is everything going?
The T-38's engines perform best in cold weather. As he heads for his target, Jonas will have to watch his speed.
When you have denser air, you get more air into the engines, so you can spit in more fuel and basically get a higher performance. You have a lot more power, and the turn performance is a whole lot better.
If you look left, see the red roof building? Yep.
Jonas finds his way to the target area.
Here you go, now 240, 3,500 feet, and slow down. Really cold, jet's gonna definitely get fast.
Now he must keep low to the ground.
Good. Try to work it right down to 500 feet if you can, just a touch lower.
But when Jonas looks through his HUD, he sees trouble.
We don't have the clearance.
Pull up.
The system altitude is wrong. The aircraft thinks we're below the ground.
It's accuracy degrade. Our diamond was like off the range. Okay.
The navigation system is malfunctioning.
Dude, that is messed up.
Pull up.
Jonas needs to fix this problem fast, or his mission is a write-off. 113 kilometers from Shepard Air Force Base in Texas, student pilot Jonas Larson is flying a T-38 Talon on a simulated bombing run.
Dude, that is messed up.
But his plane's software is malfunctioning.
Pull up.
The aircraft is telling us to pull up to get away from the ground. This happens at an abnormal altitude. It shouldn't go off this warning.
I don't know how to change the system altitude. Our data all appears to be accurate.
It's obviously a technical issue, but it might be me setting in the wrong setting. Now I'm trying to troubleshoot, find out what's wrong, and then hopefully trying to fix the problem.
Jonas heads for the target again, hoping this time the software will work.
Aim long at the target, IAA. We don't have the clearance.
I double-checked that the perimeters output into the system is correct, and they are.
Jonas didn't cause this problem.
I see nothing wrong with the weapons page.
On the third pass over the target, his instructor Skid makes a temporary fix.
Getting a reading? Getting close.
Skid hacks the navigation system with new settings.
We basically changed the system altitude. Everything appears normal, so we can now continue with the next attack.
Good. Try to work it right down to 500 feet if you can, just a touch lower. Perfect.
Jonas can continue his bombing exercises today and move on to dogfighting next week.
It is the fast-pacing, high adrenaline. I really love the challenge of it.
As for fixing the broken software, that job falls to the maintenance crew. Every year, they repair and maintain 124 T-38s. But production supervisor Alan Etheridge is a man with a plan.
This is our T-38 periodic inspection hangar. Every 450 flying hours, these jets come into this place to have a pretty big breakdown and tear down so that we can do inspection of critical areas of the aircraft.
But the T-38 is no spring chicken. It was designed in the 1950s as a small supersonic fighter jet. In the 1960s, it became a star training jet. Like people, old planes have old parts that need replacing. Today, aircraft mechanics Teague Liming and Miles Lockstone have to get deep inside this jet to fix a problem.
The fire warning detection system was faulty, so we had to pull the engine out to get to that system just to replace everything.
The 265-kilogram engines are designed to slide out easily for maintenance.
A smaller engine as far as aircraft is concerned, but it still got some weight to it.
With the engine out of the way, the mechanics access the broken fire sensor. Today, only a small part needed replacing. But over the years, the T-38 has seen a lot of work.
We've gone through several major upgrades to the aircraft to make it a better airplane.
Wings have been replaced. Landing gear improved. But not everything has changed.
As far as the major components of the aircraft, the fuselage and the vertical, this is the original aircraft.
Thanks to these upgrades, many nations, including Germany and South Korea, still fly the T-38 in combat missions. In the United States, the T-38 is in active duty at NASA. In between space flights, astronauts use the jet to maintain their skills and to fly escort missions for spacecraft. But most of America's T-38s are engaged in training NATO's fighter pilots.
This airplane has gone a long way with the Euro-NATO program in producing fighter pilots that defend the free world.
That's a tall order and a lot of pressure for a young pilot like Jan from Norway. Jan copes with stress by getting outside.
For me, it works out really nice to run about twice a week. It does help me mentally. It gets my thoughts off everything else.
Jan's got plenty to be stressed about this morning. In just a few hours, he'll take off on his first defensive solo flight.
This is the first time we tried to do this alone. There's nobody to save us back there anymore.
If the solo flight goes well, Jan will proceed to the next stage of the program. But Jan can't fly without all his gear, and this morning, a few things are missing.
So it looks like maintenance just took my helmet and my harness. So I'll just get my G-suit on and then I'll go check on it.
There you go, sir. It's not done, so when you get done with your flight, can you bring it back, sir?
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, sir.
The helmet prevents concussions and provides the pilot's oxygen supply. The harness straps Jan in his ejection seat. Now fully geared up, Jan's good to go on his first solo defensive flight. And this time, he will be flying against Hunter, the man who taught him everything he knows about defense.
I want him to see exactly what I'm showing, and he needs to pick the right maneuver to defeat my attacks, basically.
There will be 4 dogfights today.
This is going to be my first defensive solo, which is a big deal. It's the first time going out there actually trying to survive from your instructor. I think he'll do everything he can to kill me today.
To survive, Jan needs to make it hard for Hunter to get a clear shot at him. He has a few options. He can jink a quick rear upward, or he can suddenly slow down. Now the question is, can Jan apply what he has learned from his teacher against his teacher?
Full fight on.
The dogfight begins.
Extra jig.
Jan can barely see his instructor's jet in the sun, so he decides to take evasive maneuvers, even when he's not being targeted.
Here he goes, accelerating, stalling, jinking for no reason. Extra jig. Full terminate, full terminate.
The first of 4 exercises is over. So far, Jan is doing well.
What is your own assessment for this one?
Late jink on second attempt.
Well, the only thing I have the first jink, probably your lift vector. Could have been a little slightly lower, I would say, but other than that, fine.
For the second exercise, they climb to 16,000 feet. But just as the dogfight begins, there's trouble.
Full 2 terminate. Full 2 terminate. Very easy. My G-suit just blew up. Did deflate.
The T-38 threw Jan a curveball. His next move will determine if he's ready to fly solo or fail the test. 16,000 feet above northern Texas, a training flight is stopped short by a sudden equipment malfunction. Jan, a student pilot from Norway, has lost pressure in his G-suit.
Full 2 terminate. Very easy. My G-suit just blew up.
Like all fighter pilots, Jan wears a G-suit on every mission. These inflatable pants help prevent blackouts during high acceleration maneuvers.
It's absolutely tough to perform under high G, to keep our body tense and keep the blood up in the brain.
The hose that inflates Jan's G-suit has popped off.
Trim the jet and try to connect your G-suit. Once steady level, then you can try to fix it if you can.
For the first time, Jan is flying alone in the T-38.
We don't have any pilot to help us if we do something wrong. I'll have to do everything by myself and don't screw up anything, because that's when it gets dangerous.
While Jan troubleshoots in the sky, back on the ground, Kyle Bruton is getting ready for his last flight of the 9-week course. He's flown solo before, but never against this bandit.
What if you see this?
That looks like a square jet. I'm gonna go prosecute.
Awesome. So you're gonna kill me, right?
Yes.
To pass his final exam, Kyle will have to hunt his instructor, Skid.
Make sense?
Sure does.
Okay, I'm expecting him to take what I've taught him on his previous ride and use that against me, and I'm flying now as the bandit role, doing my best to survive. All right, so big picture for us today, Kyle. We're gonna go out and practice our high aspect BFM.
If the sortie goes well, it will be my last sortie in the T-38. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward really to moving on to the F-16, bigger and better jets.
But this flight might not happen at all.
We've been losing jets earlier today, so we'll coordinate to see if we've got any spares or not.
Out on the tarmac, maintenance problems have grounded many of the jets. 100 meters away, a T-38 has been damaged in a mid-air collision.
One of the hazards that the pilots face here when they fly is bird strike, and we've had that on this aircraft just now.
Older acrylic windshields used to break up on impact, but a recent upgrade to more durable polycarbonate windshields may have saved the pilot's life. Mechanic Edward Carrasco inspects the plane for damage.
They're very dangerous. If they go down the intake, they can break the engine, shut the whole aircraft down.
A safety crew is part of the cleanup operation.
So now we'll get some blood samples, feathers, any kind of debris from it, and that way they have that DNA and they can send that up to be tested for what kind of bird it was and things like that. I was worried that it was going to be a Canadian goose.
The DNA samples will be sent to the Smithsonian Institution, which tracks bird migration patterns. The plane checks out. This could have been much worse.
I read, check down the intakes.
Okay.
And they're looking good. They're looking at the bottom and the top. And so far we had no other damage on it.
Back inside, Kyle Bruton is hoping the maintenance crew will have a jet ready for him. High above the base, 96 kilometers away, Jan is dealing with his G-suit problem. He's reconnected the hose, re-inflating his suit.
Okay, G-suit is good to go. Good to go? Good to go. Copy.
Jan is being chased by Hunter, his instructor.
Eagle check. 2.
It's kind of strange going from the guy who learns you how to do this. Suddenly he's the one back there trying to kill you, and you need to use the maneuvers he taught you to survive.
As the dogfight begins, Hunter gets Jan in his sights.
No reversal, that's fine.
In order to survive, you need to see what your bandit is doing and counteract his moves.
Guys, off the turn circles. Pick me back up, come on.
It's tough because he knows all the tricks and he's really good at assessing what I do. Every maneuver I do, he knows what I'm doing.
To evade, Jan dives. Hunter is in close pursuit.
Don't stall. Floor. By the floor. By the floor. Good job.
Altitude. Altitude.
Although Hunter the attacker can see Jan in the distance, he can't get a lock on the target, so he calls off the chase.
Copy, repo, a slightly delayed repo. Good job on you. I couldn't get in there, so good job.
If Jan does well today, he could be flying as the attacker next week. Meanwhile, Kyle has finally found a jet for his last attack flight today. Like Jan, he'll be fighting his instructor.
For me personally, I just want to perform as well as I can on this very last sortie.
This flight may be the last and the most important one Kyle ever takes in the T-38.
Today's engagements are going to be a lot more like a real-world scenario, and he's not going to know what I'm going to do.
The two jets start out next to each other, but what happens next is anyone's guess.
Reload, turn in, by top.
This time, Kyle decides to try a different kind of attack.
For our second setup, as we check away, in this case, I'm looking to take the low ground so I can see the T-38 a lot better against that cloudy sky as opposed to against the cluttered ground in this case.
As Kyle descends, the T-38 issues a warning alarm. It indicates he is pushing the aircraft towards its maximum endurance of 7 Gs. Kyle is coming in hot. Dangerously close to Skid's jet, risking a collision. If he wants to pass this test, he has to get this situation under control. In the skies over northern Texas, T-38 student pilot Kyle Bruton is in hot pursuit of his instructor.
You go into that air-to-air mentality. Now you're thinking that's the bandit. I need to go kill him.
But so far, Kyle's been flying too close to his target.
He crosses in behind my 6 o'clock, just inside of 1,000 feet.
If Kyle gets too close, Skid could decelerate and start hunting Kyle from behind.
What that means for me is slowing my aircraft down so that I can eventually maneuver and be in an offensive position.
Skid dives his T-38 to the lowest altitude the exercise will allow, 9,000 feet. It's known as the floor. Any lower, and it's considered a crash. Kyle has never been pushed this hard by Skid. If he wants to graduate, Kyle needs to show he can keep up.
So I drop all the way down as quickly as I can to 50 feet above the floor, and I recover.
As Skid flies just above the danger zone, he forces Kyle into a steep dive in an attempt to catch him. For Kyle to get a good shot, he must straighten out, chasing Skid. But he drops down too low,
Altitude, altitude.
dipping his T-38 into the danger zone.
As he's trying to prosecute the attack and ducks below the floor, or in essence, flying into the floor, killing himself.
Halo 2, terminate.
It is a crushing blow for Kyle. He was hoping to kill his instructor, not himself.
I'm sure he's feeling disappointed because he didn't achieve a kill. He killed himself by flying into the floor, but I was flying a very aggressive bandit situation, and this is the first time that he's seen that.
Kyle's mistake could put his graduation on the line. When Kyle lands, he doesn't feel like talking about his performance. He'll have to wait for the debriefing for the final verdict on today's flight.
High aspect sortie. Sure there'll be some good learning lessons learned.
Inside, Jan is eager to hear how he did on his first solo flight against his teacher.
5 setups, no big picture trends. I thought all nice, expeditious and decent. But hey, you survived, which is good.
Jan did well on his first solo defensive flight, which means he can now graduate to offensive missions.
Cool. Thanks. Good job. Thanks. Sir. Awesome. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Am I being happy?
Jan is happy and relieved.
It's really important to me to succeed and do well in this program so I can be the best possible fighter pilot going home, flying the F-16s and actually paying back for what Norway gave me.
Jan's compatriot Jonas Larsson has also had a good week. He's almost completed his bombing exercises.
You have to pass. There are no other options.
This afternoon, the graduation ceremony will take place here in the pilot's club room. But with the ceremony about to begin, Kyle still doesn't know if he'll be among the graduates. As the tape rolls, it becomes clear that Kyle didn't get any kills today.
So, yeah, that's a bummer, right? Nice job recognizing it, though, so we terminate. So, do we achieve the DLO for this engagement? No, we don't.
Kyle failed to kill his teacher, but still, Skid is impressed.
I was a pretty difficult bandit for you today. I was definitely flying as aggressive as I could, purposely trying to make it challenging for you. He did very well. He's going to graduate. This is his final ride. All right, so moving on to the F-16, final ride in IFF. Congratulations. You'll have a great time in the F-16. It's an awesome aircraft. Make sure you have a good G-string and enjoy it. All right. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
After 9 hard weeks, Kyle joins his fellow classmates for graduation. It's a relaxed affair. The students already feel like they belong to a squadron. And today, Kyle is getting some ribbing.
And he said, I'll tell you why this is important. Because failure's not an option. And I went, Captain Kyle Hollywood Bruton, former T-38 fake. Kyle's going off to the F-16.
That it is a big accomplishment to come through this program and to finish and to move on to the next fighter aircraft. So I'm very excited about that.
All the students here know that what they learn in the T-38 will stay with them for the rest of their lives.
It's a challenging aircraft, I'm going to miss that about it the most.
50 years after it was created, the T-38 continues to serve by training the next generation of fighter pilots. Prove to all that it is a mighty plane.